Hey everyone, my name is Matthew Statler, and this is my first Bible review. And I've seen lots of Bible reviews. I know people get into that. What I want to do is crash test Bibles. That's my goal. I use my Bible a lot, often, every day, multiple times a day. I'm a pastor, so I preach from it. I do biblical counseling, so I counsel from it. I do my own personal reading, and so I use several different Bibles. This Schuyler Quentel has been the Bible that I have used the most over this last year. I've preached from it, I teach from it, and I counsel from it. And I used to do a lot of my devotions until this new year. So what I want to do is I want to show you how it is holding up after a year. So I got it here on 17 December 2020, and I like to write in my Bibles. I highlight, I just mark along as I go. And so you see some wrinkling of the page. Of course, this is my heavy use. You can see some of the wrinkling in the page. The outside, the leather has held up very well. No major damage to it. It has remained pretty solid. Some indentation here from a clip that I had on here that I use. And so, as you can see, this is the Schuyler Quentel that I got in 2022, or sorry, 2020. Now, what you can see is I've preached through Genesis, and so on the left I have some notes. On the right I have a few notes. You can see that I highlighted the numbers, so that made it a little more clear for me. So as I'm preaching, I can notice what the verse number is to reference. So this is a good example. So the yellow doesn't shine through, whereas the blue right here, you can see it pretty clearly coming through some ghosting. I use the smaller microns, the 0.0s, the 0.05s, and they don't really shine through or go through. There's no ghosting with those. So those are very good. I did upgrade to a higher level, to the 0.5s, as you can see with some of this blue here, and I'll show you, and the red here as well, these reds. So if you look on this side, the ghosting is not very significant. You can see it a little bit if you're really looking for it, but overall it doesn't come through. It's just the green and blue, the darker highlighters, that tend to show forth. So I also experimented a little bit with some pencils, some colored pencils, and those are also very effective, though they do leave a little bit of pressure on the page, which then provides some slight indentation. One thing I did notice is the pages are pretty thin. You can't see it here as much, but there is some tape that I had to place right here when I pushed a little too hard with a sharpened pencil. And so you have to be very careful not to cut through the page with your writings and your whatever you're using. There's a couple spots that I wanted to show you. So obviously we have Genesis. The pages have folded just a little bit. It's kept its reflection here pretty good. You can see where my thumb likes to catch the page when I'm working, and that wears out. There you go. You can see it right there. I'll hold it like this and then flip to where I want to go, and the use of that. You can also notice a couple stains here and here, just from some slight water damage. I think I had it in my bag and some rain got in or something spilled. So you have that there. Those, of course, are common natural issues that you're going to have. So let's start here. As you can see, this has kind of had some bends and some folds. And what you see with that is it's gonna remain with the mark. This is a heavy paper, cardstock of some kind, and so you'll see that. This is held together really well. You know, I have a personal size Quentel in the ESV, and that ESV Quentel is starting to tear right here, and I'll do a review on that one because I've had that one for several years, and I really use that one a lot. So the typical Creeds and Confessions CSB 2020 text. So as we go through this, I will show you one modification that I have to have in my Bibles is ribbons, nice ribbons. And so obviously the Quentel comes with 3 black ribbons, which are excuse me, with 3 red ribbons, which are nice. I added 2 more black ribbons. And so these 2 black ribbons I added here and here because, as you can see here, the red ribbons are right up next to each other, so there's no room to put another black ribbon. And that was kind of a little disappointing because it would have been nice to have 3 black and 3 red, but 6 ribbons is really more than I need. So I've been preaching through Isaiah and making my notes, marking, outlining kind of where I'm gonna, what sections I'm gonna emphasize. And you can see some slight ghosting. The yellow is ghosting a little bit here. And so this is some heavy usage, pretty much every day, reading, studying, marking, writing in what I want to write, highlighting, putting in notes. I wanted to take you over to Philippians and show you some of what I did. I used a colored pencil here and some orange highlighter. The orange highlighter, you can still kind of see it bleed through a little bit. And notes on the side. Colossians I also preached through. Different marks here. Timothy, of course, was heavily marked. But overall, this Bible has really held up well. It is solid. I think this still has many, many years of ministry left in it. It provides me with quite a bit of space to read. I love the big letters here, the big font. And I wanted to show you one interesting thing. As a Baptist, I am quite excited to see that the Baptist contains the cross references in the Bible passages itself. And so this is pretty handy to have as you want to go and confirm, what and where they got the doctrine. And that's nice, which I would like to show you that the Westminster larger and shorter catechisms don't have that, and neither do the confessions. So the Baptist one is the only one that is biblical. Just kidding to all my Presbyterian friends and all the other denominations. Overall, Bible has held up well. Looking at the back, you can see it is solid. Little bit of nicking and stuff there. Great Bible, phenomenal Bible. If you don't have one of these, man, I would pick one up if you can afford it. They are nice. It's good to have a few blank pages in the back for notes. And the maps are decent, have some good material in it. I would rather see them remove the maps completely, remove the concordance, and put in some room for notes in the back, sort of like the personal size Quentel has room for notes. But overall, man, wonderful Bible. Love it. Enjoyed every minute. I've read it. The CSB translation I have really come to enjoy and to love for its simplicity. And I pray that you have a great New Year, and God bless.